Hello YouTube, Robin Hood Bricks here, and today we're looking at the Space Rocket Ride, set 40335. Now if you saw my recent brick haul, you'll know that I also got an order from Lego Shop at Home of Vestas wind turbine and the free gift, this Space Rocket Ride. I wasn't sure I wanted the Vestas wind turbine. It was on my wanted list for a long time, but when a free gift like this comes along and you only get it with qualifying purchases over £85 or $100 in the US, then it adds as an incentive to go ahead and take the plunge. I'm quite happy I did. Better than having to buy this on the aftermarket for about £20. Anyway, let's look at this rocket. It's pretty good. It's very well styled, a nice size. It's got a good play function on it, but I think we can improve on it. After looking at all the other reviews on YouTube, I noticed one thing that no one had done, and that was motorizing it. It's got this connector which just asks for it to be motorized. If it was meant to be just done by hand, then it'd have a handle on it, if you ask me. Anyway, so we'll be motorizing this, and then we'll be doing a few amendments just to improve it slightly. So first of all, here is a medium motor, and I've put a rechargeable battery on here just so we can use the variable speed function. And if I just attach this to this base plate just to give it a bit of traction, there we have it. So I think that's about how fast you'd expect it to go, maybe a bit slower or a bit faster. And let's face it, you do want to see it on full speed, don't you? Excellent. But I think that's a bit more realistic. So there we are, motorized. Very easy, just plug the motor in the back. Now I do like this set, so it doesn't need anything major in the way of amendments. But one of the things I think in the Fairground would be that this would have a very long line for it, a very long queue, because only one person can ride it at once. Now, as it stands, you've got a modified panel piece to grip onto the legs of a young minifigure. You've also got a seat for an adult, and perhaps the combination of the two so it can take a friend's mini doll. But I think it's a child's ride, so I don't think we're going to need any room for adults to be able to ride it. So I think I'll put in a second one of these panel pieces. They aren't the same colour, which I'll have to rectify in due course because I'm a stickler for detail. So that will need to be changed in due course, both white or both black, I don't really mind. And then we can have a second young person, which won't focus. Nope, still won't focus. On the ride. And I think that's a lot better. Secondly, the ride's very smooth all over with these lovely curved pieces, this cylinder piece, these fin pieces and everything, but it's got two studs on the top. So I want to get rid of that 2x2 plate and replace it with one of these newer ones that's only got two studs on it. And by just making that very simple change, it means the only two studs showing on the top of the ride have now gone. Now, even less significant, but attention to detail is everything, we've got a grey Technic piece there, being a sort of washer piece, and they come in red, and I've got a few of them, so I'll change that over to red. And then, even though you won't see it very well, or very much, it's a lot better match. And lastly, you'll see when this is in motion that it only really moves around the centre of this quite large letterbox shaped hole, and I think it's a bit unsightly. So I think if we remove these 3 tile pieces, we can replace them quite simply with a 2x2, a 1x4 and another 2x2 to make that hole smaller and a bit less unsightly. And it still works, as you can see, without interruption. Now there's only one more change I'd probably make when it comes to putting this in my Fairground, and that's basically lowering it down. It seems very high off the ground to me. Ideally, I think I'd use this element as a step, and this 2-step bit would go about there, which would mean we'd need to reduce the height of this box by about 2 whole bricks. Now, the workings on the inside do go down lower than would be allowable by just removing the bricks, but I think if we built this into a hole, then we could make that reduction possible. There's about two plates worth of empty space in the bottom of this as it is, but we'd have to lower it at least therefore 4 plates in order to get it submerged properly, and that would mean that the ground level would be something like that. We wouldn't have the money box on it and things like that, and then these 2 steps would be at that sort of level. Now I could do this change now, but I don't know exactly where it's going to go in my Fairground because I haven't started my Fairground yet, so I think I'll save that until I know exactly where it's going to go and what I can accommodate. But it's definitely something I've got on my list to do. Great. So there we have the Space Rocket Ride, amended and motorised. As always, thanks very much for watching. Do remember to like, comment and subscribe for more awesome LEGO videos. And next time on Robin Hood Bricks, I think I'll look at the other thing that came in the LEGO Shop at Home purchase, which was the Vestas wind turbine. I'm thinking of incorporating it straight into my city with a few minor amendments. See you next time!